Shalawama, I'm Dr. Yasapa. Hopefully we can get this video done this time. Hopefully the screen share will work properly. But if not, we'll just do this by a Zoom meeting. And if you want to participate in it, Dr. Yasapa, hopefully, if you want to participate in a Zoom meeting, you'll be able to do so, okay? I'll send you the link if this doesn't work. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. This is my, well, let's just get into it, y'all. And we won't let that affect us. So let me do a screen share. So first thing I want to do is show calligraphy. Okay, so we'll show calligraphy. Give me one moment here. Hold on, we'll show some calligraphy. And we'll also show some differences in the way or different font types. Let's put it like that to keep it simple. So as you know, there are many different ways to write the letters of the alphabet, okay? They call it fonts. So there's literally hundreds or thousands of different font types, artistic ways of writing letters. So here you see, if you follow the cursor in the right-hand corner, you see a specific type of font type, okay? And here, you click over here, if you look on, continue to look at the right, you'll see another type of font type, but you'll notice that in these font types, the length of a line, the width of a line, the angle of a line, the curvature of a line, or the number of lines, these things vary, they change, okay? So this is the nature of all of these different fonts, okay? That's what makes them look different. So what you wanna look for is the length, the curvature, the angle, the width, and the number of lines, okay? So as you can see here, you just look, even just look at the letter A, right? Look at the width and the curvature of this compared to here, right? But we still know it's the letter A, correct? We still know that's the letter A. But the point is that they can be drawn differently. They can be written differently. In the previous examples we looked at, the line in the middle was what? It was just straight. But now in this one, it's going down and coming up more like a V. So we can go back and review it, whereas here it's straight and here it's straight. It's also thinner, but well, hold on, let me get out of there. And in this case, the line in the middle is more thick compared to this, right? So, but we know it's the letter A. And in this case, it's also different. You can use the same type of analysis. Here also, okay, so the curvature and the angles, excuse me, of the letters are different, okay, but we still know it's the letter A. That's kind of the point I want everyone to see, is that the alphabet or the letters can be written differently, but we know by the basic format that it's a letter A, letter B, letter C, right? Compared to this is what we traditionally see, right? These letters here. All right, so now let's take a look at calligraphy before we get into it. So let's get a meaning of the word calligraphy. So calligraphy, decorative handwriting or handwritten lettering, the art of producing decorative handwriting or letter writing with a pen or a brush. Okay, so this is the meaning of calligraphy. So now let's go get into our topic. Okay, so this is the Georgia Pews. All right, so good, it's showing. So this is the Georgia Pews that we're looking at. Okay, and what I'm going to assert is that this is artistic handwriting. Some people might call it cursive handwriting of the ancient Hebrew script. There's a word here, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to reveal what the word is, okay? I'm going to reveal that. But let's get some things established first. So let's take a look. I want to show you all something before we get into that. I want to show you this writing without the red highlighting. Okay, so take a look at the writing without the red highlighting here. So in my opinion, if you look here in the far right-hand lower corner, that's an artifact. Look at my cursor. That is an artifact. Okay, by artifact, I mean it's something that's not part of the word itself. It was either there before the writing or after the writing. Okay, but it has nothing to do with the word itself. Okay. Where the cursor is here is also an artifact. Okay, so this is an artifact. In my opinion, that these two lines right here, if you follow the cursor, these are also artifacts. Okay, this is an artifact. And potentially this is an artifact, or this is an artifact. This is also an artifact. These two vertical lines right here, also here, artifact, okay? Artifact. This is also artifact. So how might the artifact happen? It could be that someone intentionally scratched those markings there before or after the word was written, right? It could be that someone put those markings there after the word was written. So for example, if I speak from my own personality, when I was a child, I would have added artistically some markings to this, right? I know I would have done, because I've done things like that before when I was a little boy. I was a very artistic kind of person. So I would have seen something like that and I would have added to it to make it more symmetrical or more interesting as a child. Okay, I would have done something like that. So maybe a child could have done that, or maybe it could have been done by an object, right? By mistake. Who knows, right? But my assertion is that they're objects. That's the point, artifacts. That's the point I want to make. And I'm not saying that I'm right and somebody else is wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion, okay? So now let's get some baseline things established. The ancient Hebrew language is based upon something that's called, or I refer to as the Hebrew root word system, or the root word system. A root word is a 2 to 3 pictograph. It's actually not a word because you can't speak it, but it's 2 to 3 pictographs, okay? And it cannot be pronounced, okay? It's like a placeholder. And then words are made off of that 2 to 3 pictograph writing. I'll call it a writing right now. So you can attach a prefix, infix, or suffix or combination to a root. And at that point, you're able to speak it, you're able to pronounce it, okay? But the root word itself is a very general meaning. It's in fact the most general meaning of all of the words that are made from it. In other words, the words that are made from it are more descriptive, they're more precise in meaning, whereas the root itself has a very general meaning, okay? And the root, of course, words are made from the root, just like the tree trunk, for example, a plant, there's the roots in the ground, then there's the trunk, and then there's the branches, and then the leaves. Okay, you can imagine the leaves are the words, so to speak. Okay, if you want to look at that type of analogy. But I think the point is clear. Okay, so let's continue. Now, remember we talked about calligraphy, okay? We talked about calligraphy and artifacts, okay? So now let's take a look at these words. This video is done, I guess, faithful to God. I don't know who made the video, but it says Georgia Pews Part 1. So this is Kelly Richardson, Dr. Pastor Kelly Richardson. His name is in here. I don't know who did the video. Maybe it's him, maybe it's somebody else. I have no idea. I don't want to be a part of that controversy. This is another video, PBS versus the Black Hebrew Israelites. So some guy named Vocab Malone, okay? So this looks like Arabic writing to me. So in this video, it appears that this person is saying that this is perhaps Arabic writing. I'm going to show you, in my opinion, that this is ancient Hebrew or ancient Ibaryath, all right? So let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. And I'm going to show you why now. Okay, so here's my rationale, all right? Here's my rationale. The Ibaryath is read from the far right to the far left. So we'll begin at the right side of the page. Follow my cursor. So here, this is the pictograph Shah. Do it again. This is the pictograph Shah. This is the pictograph Shah. Okay, now follow the cursor. This is a tail. I'll call it a tail. This is a tail. This is decoration. This is fancy writing, like we looked at with the pictographs and the other English words that were written really fancy. Remember that? Okay, so this is a tail. This is decoration. This is art. So this is Shah, starting at the far right. This is Shah. And here's our decorative feature. Okay, my opinion, this is an artifact. This vertical line is an artifact. Okay, this is Wa. This is the pictograph Wa. The pictograph Wa. Now, I've seen Wa. This loop here is usually going this way. It's usually going this way, right? It's usually going that way. But that's according to our record. Maybe according to whoever wrote this, maybe according to their dialect or their knowledge of the language, the Wa was written this way. Okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why. So here we have Wa, and then this is another tail. This is a tail. Okay, so a decorative feature, just like Shah has that tail, right? Shah has that tail. Now the Wa also has this tail. Okay, so we have Shah, and then next we have Wa. Okay, with its tail. Now, in my opinion, these three lines here are artifacts. You'll see why I can say that with confidence soon. These are artifacts, and these three up here are artifacts. Okay, artifacts. So let's look at the next pictograph. The next pictograph is La. The next pictograph is La. So this is La. This is the pictograph La. Follow the cursor. By the way, if you want to know what these pictographs are, you can buy my book, 911 Ibaryath Rescue, Ancient Phoenician Paleo Hebrew. Get the international version. It's black and white. It's $10 less in price than the full color one. Okay, you can go to my website, zionlawschool.org, to buy that, and I'll ship it to you immediately. Okay, or you can buy it on Amazon, but get the international version if you buy it on Amazon. Okay, if you want the color version, buy it from me. Okay, but the black and white version, which is the international edition, is about $10 less, if I remember correctly. But it'll have, when you get that book, it has the ancient script, the Paleo script, and also the late script. Okay, so you need them. Everybody should have this book in their library anyway. But if you have that book, when you look at these pictographs, you'll be able to see them plain as day. Okay, plain as day. So this is La. Okay, so let's go back and review. So this is Shah with this decorative tail. This is Wa with this decorative tail. And this is La. This is pictograph La. Now here, this is Ma. This is the pictograph Ma with this decorative tail. This is Ma with its tail. So now let's read this, okay? Shah, Wa, La, Ma. Shah, Wa, lama. Okay, so this Y in this case is an infix. I'm going to show you why it's an infix, okay? Because we have a root word here. There's a root word. I'm going to show you the root word now, okay? So let me pull it up real fast. I'll pull up the root word, and then you'll be able to see it. And let's end this controversy, okay, about what the writing means on the Georgia Pews. Okay, so as you can see the highlighted part, it says shalama. That's a root word. By the way, this is my lexicon, okay? This is in my lexicon, but you can also find this root word in a modern Hebrew lexicon. Let me increase the size of this so everybody can see it, so there's no issue. See the highlighted part? See that? Everybody see that? That's clear, right? That's very clear. See, sha, la, ma. Let's go back to the video, and I'll show you that root word in the video. Oh my goodness, I know the screen didn't just go black again. Okay, so y'all tell me if y'all can see it. All right, so we're looking at it. I hope we're looking at it. Can y'all see my screen? Tell me if you can see the screen. You should be able to see the sha, la, ma, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Okay, let me go back so I can see it. Oh, it went black again. The video. Okay, there we are. There we are. So let me, oh man, this is unbelievable. So here, so this is sha. Look at my cursor. This is sha, right? Sha with this decorative tail. This is la. Y'all see that? La, ma. So that's a root word. Sha, la, ma, and the wa is an infix. Wa is an infix. Everybody see that? Let's go back. We'll do it again. We'll do it again, okay? So let's look at it again. So here we are. Here we are. We're looking at the DrYasapa, Ibaryath, Aramaic, and English lexicon. It has all of the root words in the Hebrew scriptures. Okay, so you see clearly sha, la, ma. Now that wa is in the infix, right between the sha and the la. Everybody see that? The wa is right here where the cursor is, okay? It's right here where the cursor is. So that's an infix, okay? Now, usually, let me rephrase that. Today, we would say shalawama. See, sha, la, and then the infix for the wa is here. So let me explain this, make it more clear. Okay, so sha is position 1, okay, in the root. This is position 1, sha, where you see the cursor. Position 2 is la, okay? Position 3 is the ma, okay? So when we look at the video, the wa is occurring between position 1 and position 2 here. So the pronunciation is shawalama, shawalama. Okay, now, modern times, if you look in a modern day lexicon, you'll see the wa occurring between position 2 and position 3. The pronunciation would be shalawama. So when I open the video, I say shalawama, right? You always hear Israelites saying shalawama, shalawama, right? You always hear that, shalawama. Well, the writing on the Georgia Pews means or says simply, let's go back to it. Oops. Sha, wa, la, ma. So this is my personal opinion, okay? This wa, because it is an infix, we can ignore it. Why can we ignore it? We can ignore it because we have this root word. We have the root word sha, la, ma. Since we have the root word, we can just look at the meaning of the root word, Okay, that's all we need to do. We've established that there's a root word here. Now, was the grammar rule at that time or for that dialect of Ibaryath that they were speaking? Was the wa supposed to go between position 1 and 2? I don't know, right? Could have been their dialect to say shawalama, whereas today we're saying shalawama. Doesn't matter. Why? Because we have the root word. Okay, so we know what this word means. We know what the root word means, and let's get into that because that's even more interesting. That adds even more strength to what we're talking about. So now let's look at the root word shalama. What does it mean? Let's reduce the size. What does shalama mean? Now, this word was written on the pew in a church in Georgia, okay? The first African church, right? It says what? To be what? What's the meaning? Sound. Be complete. Be in a covenant of peace. What is this? What does it mean to be complete? To be complete is to be made whole. The assumption is that something has been taken away from you. That's why you're not, see, if you're complete, you have everything, right? Right? Sound, be complete, be in a covenant of peace. What does this remind us of? Okay, in modern Hebrew, they say what? They say shalom, they say peace, right? But let me tell you that it means shalawama means much more than that, okay? When we say shalawama, we mean to be made whole, right? To have every debt that's owed to you paid back to you in full. Every injustice done to you, you should have justice. So what is this taking us to? So let's go take a look at it. This all goes back to, of course, the contract. So let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 30, right? Deuteronomy chapter 30. Oops. We'll read a few verses. Now remember, these were what? People who were prisoners of war, which are commonly referred to as today as slaves. People whose land had been taken away from them. People whose liberty and freedom had been taken away from them. People whose gold and silver and children, everything, including their language, had been taken away from them, okay? Everything had been taken away from them. Deuteronomy chapter 30, I'll begin reading. This is in the NIV version. When all these blessings and curses I have set before you, where are they set before you? In Deuteronomy chapter 28. When all of these blessings and curses I have set before you come on you, and you take them to heart wherever the Most High, your power, disperses you among the nations. So this is occurring in the future during captivity, right? Verse 2. And when you and your children return to the Most High, your power, and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command you today. Okay, so this is saying what? When we learn about the Most High, his instructions, and we start to follow his instructions, that's what's meant by return to him. Okay, so this is what he told to Moses, right? Because it says everything I command you today. So we know this is a timestamp, what he said to Moses. Verse 3, then, okay, so once we follow those instructions, then the Most High, your power, will restore your fortunes. Restore, notice the key word here, restore. Restore your fortunes. Shalama, shalawama, or shawalama. Restore your fortunes, redeem you. So what are these fortunes? Fortunes, of course, what? Are riches, estate? Well, let's look it up. And then we'll go back to the video. And it'll make total sense why they wrote that on the pew. Fortune, we'll look at verse number 2. A large amount of money or assets. So what are these assets? Property, resources, wealth and riches, everything that was taken away from us. Our affluence, our prosperity, our treasures, our possessions. For example, our children, right? Our homes. All of these things that were taken away from us during the curses, okay, when we go back to the video here, this person who wrote this is asking what? He's asking to be made whole, to be redeemed. He's asking the Most High to restore him or her and our people, to give us our stuff back, basically, to put us in the blessings. Okay, so that's why we have Sha, Wa, and here La, Ma, which is the, let me do it again. Sha, La, Ma. Okay, now if you were to go look in the lexicon and you would search for this Wa, it would occur between the La and the Ma. Okay, it means to be made whole, to be made complete. Okay, so let me just go right back to the lexicon so we can review that one more time. All right, so let's review it one more time. Okay, so there we are. So here we are. Here's our root word. See, without question. Doesn't matter where that infix falls, because the root word is clearly there. It means sound, be complete. This is the most general meaning. Sound, be complete, be in covenant of peace. Covenant of peace with the Most High means what? You are in the blessings. A contract of peace. Read the blessings. As a matter of fact, let me read them so that there is no doubt about this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, we're going to read the blessings, okay? Excuse me. Deuteronomy chapter 28, covenant of peace. All right, so this is NIV. We can do this out of any version. What version doesn't matter. I picked the NIV because it's at the top. Okay, so blessings for what? Obedience. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 28. If you fully obey the Most High your power and carefully follow all his commands, I give you today. See, that's a timestamp. Today, all right? Everything he said through Moses or when he spoke on the mountain, right? Everything that I give you today, the Most High will set you high above all the nations. All these blessings. Now, remember blessings in Ibaryath, these are tangible things. It's not emotions, it's not feelings, it's not a special relationship. Okay, Hebraically, it means tangible physical assets. Then all these blessings or all these tangibles, all of these tangibles, land, gold, silver, etc., will come on you and overtake you if you obey the Most High your power. Verse 3, you will be blessed in the city and blessed in the country. In other words, you're going to receive these tangible, extreme gifts, whether you're in the country or the city. Okay, you're going to get these gifts from the Most High. 4, the fruit of your womb will be blessed. The crops of your land and the young of your livestock, the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. 5, your basket and your kneading trough will be blessed. This is your commerce, right? Your commerce, leaders in industry, right? 6, you will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. Why? Because these tangible, extreme wealth and luxury is going to follow you wherever you go. Just as the curses follow you wherever you go, these extreme gifts, high quality of life, luxurious lifestyle is going to follow you wherever you go. No difference. 6, You will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. The Most High will grant that the enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee in seven. The Most High will send you blessings on your barns, okay, commerce, right? You're going to have enough to even give to other people or sell to other people. And on everything you put your hand to. That means work, right? Anything you work on is going to be an extreme success. The Most High, your power will bless you in the land he is giving you, okay? In the land he is giving you, okay? Remember, we're talking about Shalama, redemption, covenant of peace, being made complete, being made whole. 9, the Most High will establish you as his holy people, as he promised you on oath. He said, I'm going to make you a kingdom of priests, right? That means what? Elevated social status, elevated civil status, okay? Let's continue. If you keep the commands of the Most High, your power, and walk in obedience to him, then all the peoples of the earth, this is verse 10, take a look at it. We're talking about a covenant of peace. Then all the peoples of the earth will see that you are called by the name of the Most High, and they will what? They will fear you. Okay, 11. The Most High will grant you abundant prosperity. See, abundant prosperity is what? This is extreme wealth. This is extreme luxury. Okay, nothing to be ashamed about. This is your birthright. In the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your ground, in the land he swore to your ancestors to give you. Okay, 12. The Most High will open the heavens, the storehouses of his bounty. See, we're talking extreme wealth, tangibles, not an emotion, not a relationship. To send the rain on your land in season and to bless all the work of your hands. Okay, so that means you got to work to get it. You will lend money to nations. Now you're a banker, right? You are the banker. You will lend money to you will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. The borrower is always what? The slave. The lender is the master. 13. The Most High will make you the head, not the tail. You'll be the captains of industry, right? At every level, you will have the superior social, civil, political status. It's very clear, very, very clear. Let's continue. The Most High will make you the head, not the tail. If you pay attention to the commandments of the Most High, your power that I give you this day, I as Moses, right? The Most High spoke to the people on the mountain, okay? And Moses was the mediator. That I give you today, and carefully follow them, you will always be on top. Do y'all see that? Covenant of peace. You will always be on top and never at the bottom. So what does that mean? That means that other people are going to be at the bottom, right? Other people are going to be at the bottom and we're going to be at the top. Okay, this is your social, political, economic status. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Verse 14, do not turn aside from any of my commandments I give you today to the right or to the left, following other deities and serving them. This is your covenant of peace, the blessings. You only have two options. You're going to be blessed or you're going to be cursed. Okay, if you continue reading from verse 15 through 29, you're going to be introduced to the curses. In fact, you're welcome to come to the curses course that I teach every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get to come in, 2 free classes, no obligation to buy anything, no obligation to enroll. You just come and you learn. You'll be able to do exactly what I'm doing right now. So let's return back to the video. Let's go back to the video, the Georgia Pew video. Okay, so I'm just going to review. This is Ibaryath is read from the far right to the far left. Okay, now the basis of how words are constructed in Ibaryath is a root word system. usually 2 to 3 pictographs, okay? Words are made off of the root word. So in other words, words derive from a root word. A root word cannot be spoken until you put it into a verb form and conjugate it, okay? Cannot be spoken until it's put in the verb form and conjugated. Otherwise, it is simply that root on an index card, if you will, with its general meaning. Every word that's that derives from that root has a more specific meaning, a more nuanced meaning than the root itself, okay? So I'm going to show you once again the root word here written on the Georgia Pew. Start at the far right. Now also remember, I forgot to mention, also remember that when you place the word in a verb form and you conjugate it, it will be done as follows. You either add a prefix, infix, or a suffix, okay? You add a prefix, infix, or suffix, or combination thereof. That allows you to then speak the word. Now you have a word, okay? So first, I'll show you the root word again. So this is Shah at the right, follow the cursor, this is Shah. This is a decorative tail. This is a decorative tail. Again, this is an artifact, artifact. So these are artifacts here. Here's La. This is the La. Okay, this is pictograph La. And then this is Ma. Okay, and this is the decorative tail. So there we have our root word Sha La Ma. Let's go back to our document, and then we'll complete our summary. All right. So here's our root word in the upper left-hand corner. Sha is highlighted, Sha La Ma. We just saw that. The meaning, the most general, unnuanced meaning of Sha La Ma. Every word built off of that, right? Every word that derives from Sha La Ma. The most general meaning, the meaning of the root is sound, be complete, be in covenant of peace. Okay, that's what it means. Now, we see Sha La Wama in a lexicon, right? That means it's placed in a verb form, okay? Now, that means to be made whole, okay? To be made complete. So this is why we say Shalawama. It is a request that the Most High make us whole. And the only way to be made whole is to put us in the blessings. This should be absolutely clear, okay? Put us in the blessings, all right? There's only two options. There's curses and blessings. Read it yourself. All right, so now let's go back to the document, to the video rather. Back to the video, and we'll finish it up. All right, so is that it? Okay, so here we are. So here we see the wa infix, right? This is the wa infix with its decorative tail. Okay, now it could be, again, let me state it again. It could be that the dialect of Ibaryath that these people spoke, the wa occurs after the pictograph in position 1, immediately after the pictograph in position 1. It's just a dialect. You go to England or if you go to Australia, they pronounce their words differently and they also spell them differently, right? It's just a dialect, just a dialect. Now, in the modern day lexicon, you'll find the wa in the occurring immediately after the second pictograph position. So la is in the second pictograph. So in the modern lexicon, you'll find the wa between the la and the ma. Either way, it makes absolutely no difference because we see that we have a root word here, which is sha la ma. Now, I would like for you to support my work. Okay, go to zionlawschool.org. I'm going to show you my website. Y'all support what I'm doing so that I can continue writing these books, make the books better, better and better and better. I'm working on online streaming courses right now. Okay, in fact, the curses course right now, I'm working on that to make it a self-study streaming course so you don't have to come to a live course. right? And in these courses, it's just strictly the language, because there's no one to ask me questions to get us off topic, okay? So go to my website, zionlawschool.org, right? Click on products. I want you to buy my book, okay? I want you to buy all of my books, and not only just one copy, buy multiple copies and give them to your friends and family, okay? Because we need to have these books in our libraries. Okay, so go to, I don't know how this is going to appear on your cell phone, if you look at it on your cell phone. So just go to the products portion, okay? And then you're going to click on this book right here, okay? So this is the DrYasapa, Ibaryath, Aramaic, and English Verbal Roots Lexicon, okay? The words are very easy to look up. You don't have to have any special training to be able to find a word in my lexicon, okay? It's very easy. In fact, I want you to buy it on zionlawschool.org, but the book is also available on Amazon, but don't buy it from Amazon, buy it from me, because I get more money from each sale if you buy it from my website, okay? Now, some people say the price is high, right? Well, it's not high for what you get, okay? It is absolutely not high for what you get. Let me go ahead and read the writing that I have here. And y'all please share this video, okay? Okay, so let me read what I wrote here. Well, better yet, you read it on your own. I'm gonna tell you a story. There was a man who owned a factory, and his factory earned $2 million per day. He had quite a business. He's earning $2 million per day, okay? And one of his machines broke down and it stopped his production and he couldn't get it fixed. He's already 7 days into it and he hasn't been able to make any money. He's losing $2 million per day, right? So then he found out about a technician who could fix the machinery and get him back up and running. So he called the technician in and he met with the technician, and the technician said, well, yeah, I can get the job done. I'm confident I can fix it. So the rich man said, the rich owner of the factory said, well, okay, well, this is great. How much is it going to cost me? So the man said, it's going to cost you $1 million for me to fix this for you. So the factory owner said, okay, no problem. You know, when can you start? The man said, I'll be back tomorrow morning. So the technician came back in the morning. They took him to the machine. He opened up the panel. He took a little screwdriver and he looked at it for about 5 minutes. And then he put his screwdriver in there and he turned the screw. And then all of a sudden, the factory is back up and running. It took him all of 5 minutes to fix it, right? So the rich man said to him, the rich factory owner said, well, wait a minute, I'm not paying you $1 million. It only took you 5 minutes to do that. I'm not giving you $1 million. So the technician said, well, no, you didn't pay me to sit here for 5 minutes and turn a screw. What you paid me for is the knowledge to know what screw to turn. So what you're paying for in this book is the same as in the story I'm just telling you, okay? Same situation. Make your own decision. Read this. I'm tired today. I don't feel like going through all of this. Actually, I'm presenting this because a friend of mine asked me to. I had no intention to share the meaning of the Pews publicly, but someone asked me to today. So I decided to do it because it's my friend who wanted me to share it, right? So anyway, so that's that. Go out and buy this book, put it in your personal library. It has all of the verbal roots, both Ibaryath and Aramaic. Okay, it has all of them, 1,639. That's all of them, at least that I know of. Maybe that's all that I know of. But anyway, go out and buy this. Support me and my work by purchasing my products. I have lots of books, so I appreciate you purchasing and ordering for yourself and for your family, for your camp, for your church, for your group, whomever. If you contact me and you want to buy multiple copies, I will give you a discount, a volume discount. We can work that out by email or telephone call, okay? But I have lots of content. You can support my work. It takes money to do this. And I hope that I've made the case beyond doubt of what these what the writing on the Georgia pews mean. But let me go back just to be, I guess, thorough. So this is the writing. I don't know who made these videos, okay? But the argument is between the Hebrew Israelites and others. So the Hebrew Israelites are saying that this is an ancient cursive script or something like that, okay? And then there's another group of people who are saying that this is Arabic or potentially Arabic, okay? So that's this video right here. So this right here, this is the Arabic, according to some people, what it might say. But you guys decide what it says, okay? I think the advantage that I gave, the value added that I injected into this is that I showed a root word, right? There's a root word here. So it should be without question in my estimation. But I don't want to be a part of the controversy, right? Don't call me to try to get me to appear to have an argument. I don't argue and I don't debate, okay? So I don't want to be a part of any of that kind of stuff that goes on YouTube. So again, this is Shah with this decorative tail. This is La, and this is the Ma, and you can get these pictographs out of the 911 Ibaryath, 911 Ibaryath Rescue Ancient Phoenician Paleo Hebrew book that I wrote, right? I suggest you get the international version because it's $10. You can save yourself $10, it's black and white. But if you want beauty, you can get the more expensive one, which is full color. So that's your root word, okay? Now, this is this wa is an infix, whether it occurred during their, in their dialect, shawalama, right? Occurring after the wa, but before the la. Okay, or as it's recorded in the modern day lexicon, the wa would be here between the la and the ma. Either way, it really doesn't matter because we have a root word, okay? So that's all I really have. Oh, by the way, let me show you on Amazon. I'll show you inside of the book, okay, so this is the 911 Ibaryath Rescue. If you want this one, this is where you have all the pictographs. Here's an example. Okay, so here's an example of the pictographs. So you see you have the ancient, the Paleo, and the late pictographs. So you should get these because you'll immediately recognize the pictographs on the Georgia pew if you get it. The only thing I added to the conversation was showing that there is a root word there and showing the calligraphy or the decorative aspects that were put on the pictographs, and then the artifacts, right? Now it could be also that someone wrote this, right? This is a request for the Most High to redeem us. This is a request for the Most High to put us in the blessings, redeem us. Isn't that appropriate because they were in slavery? Or they were prisoners of war, referred to as slavery, forced labor, everything taken away from you. So they're requesting the Most High, redeem us, give us our stuff back, give us our land back, give us our dignity back, give us our proper place amongst men back. Isn't that appropriate, right? That they would be in the church and then they would write that on the pew, right? Why? Because this is part of the contract. Right? The instructions, and then Deuteronomy chapter 28. So the terms of the contract, the terms of the covenant. All right, so this makes sense. Okay, now the people who are saying that this is Arabic say that it means something in the, it's a verse in the Quran or something. I really didn't pay too much attention to it because this is not really important to me. This is like kind of away from what I do. But when I looked at it, I immediately saw that it's Shalama or Shawalama. We say Sha. I say, and in Zion Law School, I say Shalawama all the time. When I saw this, it just boom, popped right out. So the funny thing is this. Well, never mind. So if you enjoyed the video, you should thank Hadessa and you should thank Shara because they're my friends and they're the reasons why I put this together. Otherwise, I would have kept it to myself or I would have made it available privately, like I do all my stuff. All right. So with that said, share the video, get it out to all of the people who are interested in this topic. And this is my opinion. I'm not saying that Dr. Kelly Richardson is wrong. I'm not saying that, who's the other person who made the video? This vocab Malone guy. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just adding to the conversation. I don't want to be in any type of controversy or scandal videos. Okay, that's not what, I don't want that. All right, so with that said, Shalawama. And by the way, come to class Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get 2 free classes, no obligation to buy anything, 2 free classes.